English.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Sports Doctor is In. My name is Earl Rush and I am the Sports Doctor. I'm along here with my broadcast partner, Larry Ables. Larry Ables, how are you today?
I'm fine, and I want to say happy birthday to the sports doctor.
Oh, yeah. All right, great, man. Happy birthday to me. Okay. Well, thank you, Larry. I appreciate that.
Hey, man, the world appreciates you, and I'm right along with the rest of the world.
Oh, thanks, Larry. I need those kind words. I appreciate it. All right, let's get to the show because I know you're busy and I might do a little dancing later on tonight. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Depends on what time it is. All right, let's get to the good stuff. NCAA men's college football.
Man, that's a lots of controversy there. About how the selection committee made it picks, and a couple of teams, feel like they were left out. I think that happens every year, but really, I think the best teams probably are in there, if not the 12 best. But when you get to the top of it, I think the best teams in the country are in there. What do you think about that?
Well, they'll be extended to 12, 16, 18, 68, like the NCAA, whatever. It's always going to be some teams that feel that they were left out.
There you go.
I can't do nothing about that. There are a couple of teams where I don't understand why they are in the final 12, but I think you explained it to me earlier before the show came on about how they were picking the top 5 of league winners, I guess.
Yeah, they have an automatic bid. I'm gonna give a shout out to Lauren. How you doing, Lauren?
Hey, Lauren, how you doing?
She gave a shout out to you, Mr. Earl.
Thank you, Lauren. I appreciate it. All right. It's just that. Okay, let me answer your question. I'm going on this long soliloquy. I'm not even answering the question. For the most part, I think they got the best team. For the most part, I'm not sure about the 11 and 12, but what can you do? You can't make everybody happy. If that's what their rules are, they got to go by their rules. So.
Yeah, I think next year they're going to change it a little bit. But this year, what they said were the 5 conference winners with the best records, the highest ranked 5 conference winners would get automatic bids. And I think the thinking was the Big 12 who got a team, the Big 10 who got a team, and the SEC got a team in there, went along with the plan. The fourth group of the Power 5, the ACC's champion, wasn't ranked. And that kind of threw everything off. So now you got 2 lesser conferences that teams into the tournament. And that's caused chaos.
Okay. All right. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this past weekend. Indiana Hoosiers versus Ohio State. The Ohio State. They were ranked 1 and 2 going into the game. What were your thoughts, Larry?
I thought that was a very competitive game, and it was nice to see Indiana pull it out. They were all kind of like Cinderella last year, and they really couldn't, get that big victory. And this year they beat at least 2 ranked teams, Oregon and the number 1 team, Ohio State. I don't know if they can beat them every time, but they certainly can play with them every time. What did you think of that game?
I thought it was a very good game. I thought it was the best game of the year that I have seen all year long.
Wow. Okay.
And I've been watching. That was a good game, man.
It was.
And I think, again, like I spoke last week, I'm real hard on Midwest teams, any kind of team sports things. It's the kind of little phobia I have. But despite that, Indiana is for real. I think that they can win it all. There's probably a couple of SEC teams that I would have to see, but I don't think nobody outside of the SEC can beat Indiana. I can tell you that much for sure. Indiana's a good team. It's killing me to admit it and say it, but I don't ever want to let my emotions cloud my thoughts of what I say. Indiana's a good team. Whether I don't like it because David or Chuck or anybody else pull for them, I don't got to do anything. Indiana is a good team. I think they're the number one country. Obviously, since they beat the key, but they're a good team, man.
I wonder how Indiana or Ohio State would do if they played in the SEC. You know, both of them went into last week undefeated. And I really think the Big Ten really doesn't have that much competition there. It really just seems like those two teams in Oregon, you know, where when I look at the SEC, and as you pointed out plenty of times this year, you look at the top 20, they probably got about 6 or 7 teams there, and they play each other. And while, you know, those teams have actually lost some games against good teams, I wonder what would happen. And I guess we'll find out when the tournament starts how the Big Ten will do against those teams.
Yeah.
I don't know if they should be 1 and 2 in the country, but, you know, they look good.
They look good. Indiana looks good. I don't know what they would do when they played Georgia. Who else in the SEC? There are probably a couple of teams that would beat Ohio State. Maybe. I don't know. But,
you know, I think they could play with them. I think they could probably play with them, but, you know, both of them went through the season undefeated until, you know, Ohio State lost Saturday. And I just think it would be a rougher path in the SEC. I'm sure it would be a rougher path.
Oh, sure it was. Obviously. It's all about it. That's why I was saying we were discussing, even though Ohio State and Indiana were 1 and 2, which was the stronger conference. And I was leaning towards SEC. They have more good teams than
I'm looking at it now. I think they have in the top 20. The SEC has, let's see, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 7 teams in the top 20. That's quite a bit, and a lot of those teams have played each other.
Yep. So, college football. Well, the first 4 teams have a bye, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So it looks like Indiana, Ohio State, Georgia, and Texas Tech. So they don't play the first week. I think they'll probably expand it at least to 12. 16 teams next year. They don't need to be giving anybody a bye anyway. Everybody needs to play.
Right. Okay. James Madison. Yeah, right. Well, they were 12-1, but you know, that don't mean nothing. Who are they playing? Who have they played? I know teams can only play who's in front of them, but still.
Well, I'll ask you, who is Ohio State beat this year?
Haven't beat anybody.
Yeah.
Haven't beat anybody.
Yeah. The best team they played was Indiana. No, they were competitive against them.
Alabama had a hard schedule this year. I could see them getting them. I could see them being in there.
Well, they had beat Georgia earlier this year.
True.
So both of them had their day. You know, each of them had a strong day. I think I didn't. You know, a lot of people were raising the fact that raising a point that Alabama had lost 3 games, but I have a hard time if they will otherwise be there. I don't know why I would knock them out because there are other SEC teams, you know, that may have lost. Well, most of them only lost 1 game. I got to say that. But Alabama may have beaten some of them, you know, when they played them. And the fact that they were in the SEC championship and they lose that game, that doesn't seem like it should hurt a team from going to the championship if you're in a strong conference. Kung Fu, what's up?
Kung Fu, you got to send us your link to your podcast so we can support you, brother, like you always support us.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Send us a link and let us know when you're on.
Hey, Kung Fu, is Indiana the legit number one team in the country right now?
I think it might be a delay before they hear us too and respond. He said he's going to let us. He gave us a 10-4 to let us know when his podcast.
Oh,
Then he responded.
Okay, Kung Fu, who is the number one team in the country in Indiana? Yep. You kind of look like an emphatic no.
Yeah, like all capital letters, like you screaming though. Right?
I don't know how you can make something look emphatic on letter by text, but like, whatever. Okay.
Oh, see, he's
I'm not talking about last week, Kung Fu. I'm talking about right now.
Yeah, Kung Fu. Ohio State got their butts beat by Indiana, so you can't say they're better than Indiana. Well, you can say it; they haven't proven it.
Kung Fu got too much going on. He don't know what's that.
No, he likes them. He likes them.
Well, he still might think just because he might think that just because now I know this sounds dumb, but just because someone beat you or something don't mean they're better than you.
I think that word "lost" is important, Kung Fu. That word that's a very important word.
All right, so we went. Georgia beat up on Alabama. They didn't beat up on them, but they beat them bad. They didn't beat them bad.
28-7. That was pretty convincing.
That game was a little closer, but you're right. You're right.
At no time did it look like Alabama was going to win to me. And I got a big kick out of watching Duke beat Virginia because I wanted the kind of chaos to go on. Because Virginia would have got one of them automatic bids, and they're not really that good either.
Man, the ACC is a joke in general.
Well, they have some complicated system. I was wondering why Miami wasn't playing for the championship. They had a 5-way tie for second place. And they have some. I was looking online. It was real confusing because they had all these little different criteria, and I don't know how you're going to do 5 teams with the same record. That sounds kind of crazy anyway. But that's how Duke ended up getting in a championship game, and they had just lost to Virginia a couple of weeks ago.
Well, see, that don't even make sense.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So the winner of the ACC, which they are one of the top 4 or 5.
Right. Had Virginia won.
But they didn't win. They didn't
right.
That's a problem right there. It's so silly. I don't even think we need to discuss it. It doesn't even make sense. The team who wins the Risen is supposed to go to the playoff. That's all. Duke was supposed to go to the playoff.
You mean Virginia? They had the best record. Well, Duke
won that game was supposed to go to the playoffs.
No, because you have to be ranked. See what they said? You had the highest ranked teams got to the playoffs. Duke wasn't ranked.
James Madison. Virginia wasn't ranked, was it?
Yeah, Virginia was ranked. They were ranked number 17 or something like that going into last week.
It's craziness.
And I think Tulane and JMU are like 20 and 21 or something. They're further down.
Okay. All right. Enough about this NCAA stuff. You got anything else you want to discuss? I It's too much foolishness.
Well, the only thing I'll say, I don't like it. I don't like this voting and stuff. And some of the things were kind of crazy. For instance, I thought that Miami deserved to go over Notre Dame because they beat Notre Dame head to head. They had the same record. The strength of schedule was equal, and Miami beat them. A lot of people thought Notre Dame, because Notre Dame was ranked, for some reason, was ranked higher than Miami, which if I was a Notre Dame fan, and Miami and Notre Dame both were idle last week, Notre Dame was ahead of them, I don't see how Miami catches them.
Because
so we got some problem there.
The reason why I say let's move on to NFL, because it's just ridiculous. I don't care what kind of rules you got. I don't care whatever. If a team, I played a team, they beat me, and I beat them, I got to be ranked over them. The fact that they're not, it don't even make sense.
Well, if everything else is equal, yeah, that's a good tiebreaker. And they had the same records, same level of competition, just about, and head to head should take precedent. But the whole season, after early in the season, Notre Dame was ranked higher than Miami. So if I get to this last week and Notre Dame is higher and neither one of them plays, I don't see how Miami passes them. So I can see both arguments. If I'm Notre Dame, like, how did they pass us? We didn't lose and they didn't win. But they, it's the problem is the voting. So they just need to figure something out. I don't know what the answer is.
You can't uncorrupt that. You can't uncorrupt the NCAA, man. It's corrupt. Man. It's just it's not. It's like I said. I don't even know why we even waste our energy and our time discussing this. They beat them. They beat them head to head. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Why you worried about where you was last week? You wasn't supposed to be ahead. How about you weren't supposed to be ahead in the first place?
No, I agree with you, but since that wasn't the case, how could you lose it? I mean, I agree with you. Miami should have been ranked higher than them.
People make mistakes, and after time, sometimes people realize it.
They was ranked higher than them the whole year.
It takes time to correct the mistakes every now and then.
The timing was suspicious.
You can't. You couldn't. There's no way you can put that there, not put Miami in after they beat them head to head. There's no way. It doesn't make sense.
No, I agree with that 100%. But what doesn't make sense to me is after they both played their last game, Notre Dame was ranked higher than them, and then all of a sudden they're not. That's what doesn't make sense either. Something is wrong with those polls and all that kind of stuff.
But here's the bottom line.
What's that?
They put in who they wanted to be in this year.
That's what it seems like.
That's all.
You know what really came back to bite Notre Dame? They play in the ACC in basketball and other sports, but in football they want to keep all the money. They don't want to share the money, right. So they didn't join them in football. Had they been in that conference in football, they probably would be in.
Well, of course they would, but it doesn't matter. They ain't in it. They won't be listed. Yeah. Keep all that money you'll get. You don't have to share.
It came back to bite them.
You're just not going to be in the playoff this year. That's all. Not complicated. You want to be all by yourself, independent, when it suits you, and you want to be with them when it suits you. Okay. You want the cake, eat to everything else. Not that life don't work that way. Get out of here. Get out of here.
So let's talk about some NFL stuff then, man.
Please, listen, and I apologize to the viewers.
Oh, it's all right, man. This is good. This has been a conversation of the week. People have been going around.
It's been the most unnecessary conversation of the week. We argue, we discuss, debate stuff that doesn't even make any sense. At least sometimes you have a debate. You want it to make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Well, yeah, I don't know what the answer to this, because they're going to have this problem every year, and I don't know what the answer is.
There is no answer to.
Yeah.
When your league is corrupt, when you deal with corruption, there is no answer. Anybody who knows anything about sports knows the NCAA is corrupt. Anybody knows anything about sports knows that. So they may not be very corrupt in this instance of what we're talking about, but they still corrupt. So that's that. Get out of here.
So what NFL games jumped out at you this week, man?
They jumped out at me?
Yeah. Oh, let's.
None jumped out at me.
So what about
what was a good game for you this week?
What about the Texans and the Chiefs?
That wasn't a good game, man.
You don't think so?
Not because the Chiefs didn't win either.
I thought it was a good game.
Too many turnovers, too many mistakes. It was a pretty good game.
The Chiefs have done this year.
This
What about
game got mistakes on me and be good?
Yeah. No, I thought it was a good game. The Chiefs are done this year, but what do you think about going forward after this year? They got to make some roster changes. I think long as they have Mahomes there, they have a puncher's chance.
Well, they have to make some roster changes. They have to show up the offensive line, man. That's what they have to do. And seems like they need some wide receivers.
Lauren, you're a Chief fan. Okay, sorry about that.
I don't understand why I claim
Kung Fu thinks they still have a chance.
Well, that's what I'm going to say. Why the fans just can't see it's right in front of their face. The Chiefs are done. The Chiefs don't have it this year. The Ravens are done. The Ravens don't have it this year. Be it injury, timing, somebody get too old, or whatever. Neither one of those teams have it this year. They just don't have it. They're not going to the playoffs. They're not sneaking in.
Mike McEady, how you doing, Mike?
Hey, Mike, how you doing, brother? Guess he's not doing too good. Ain't he a Commander fan?
He's a Commanders fan.
Okay. Right on.
And Kung Fu thinks if the Chiefs win their last 4 games, they'll still need some help, Kung Fu.
Kung Fu, you're not getting in the playoff if you don't have at least 10 wins. Period. You're not going to get in the playoff this year if you don't have at least 10 wins.
McEady says it's all good, even though he's a Commanders fan.
All right.
Hey, I think the Texans look like they're coming on strong. Now their defense is 100%. They keep it 100, I should say. Their offense, they had their quarterback back. He's still a little, still needs to be a little more consistent. But he's a very, very, they're a very, very good team, and they're peaking right at the right time. I think they're going to be a tough out for anybody they play. So Kung Fu and Mike McEady are taking over the questions. So Kung Fu asks, who wins the AFC North? And Mike McEady comes back and says, Denver in the AFC West. That AFC North, is that the one that who's in there? Is that the one with Chicago here with Pittsburgh and Baltimore?
That's not the yeah.
Yeah, that's the AFC North. Okay, that's a good question. That's a good question.
That's not a good question.
Who do
The
you think
Ravens blew their shot. The Ravens blew their shot.
McEady thinks Baltimore's going to win. Well, they're only a game behind Pittsburgh, and they got to play them again. So that's up. It seems like neither team wants to win it to me. They've been kind of going back.
They ain't gonna have it, man. They had all these chances. The last 3 weeks were must-win games. No, it's not happening.
Well, in the AFC North, they still both of those. They're only one game apart. 1-7-6 and 1-6-7, and nobody's been consistent. So I think that's still up in the air. The fact of the matter is, only one of them is going to go to the playoffs, and that team needs to win it. So you think Pittsburgh's going to win that division, Earl?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ravens are done, man. They're done. And the coach,
That game was actually a pretty competitive contest too.
the coach should be on the hot seat.
Harbaugh,
Yeah,
yeah.
he should be on the hot seat. They need to shift. They need to make wholesale changes, man. Starting with the coach. That's all.
You know what I think their biggest problem is? Their quarterback is not healthy. He can't. I can see him. He can fake people out and plays when he normally would fake people and run. He doesn't have the speed. When they blitz him, he can juke on them and get away. But he usually in the past earlier this season, once he got outside him, he would be able to just run. He doesn't even run now.
Well, that's a problem. Okay.
He's going to be. I mean, he hasn't practiced a full week for about the last since he's been back from his injury. He hasn't even had a full week of practice. Usually he's only practicing one day. So I know he has ankle and hamstring problems. And it looks like it because if he could ever get his speed back, that changes the dynamics for them.
Oh, man.
Coach backup is trash. Wow, Kung Fu, you hard.
What? Why did he put backup in there?
So you trying to say you think Daniel Jones is trash too, man?
The Colts are trash, man. They had the opportunity. They had everything in their hand. They supposed to be winning that division by at least two games right now.
Yeah, they wouldn't even make the playoffs now.
There you have it. And they were best league in the team, best league team in the league 3 weeks ago. Now they trash. And they ain't done nothing. They trash.
The quarterback had a broken leg and played. Now he's got a broken leg and a torn Achilles.
Man, everybody's hurt. I don't really know that injury stuff. Everybody's hurt. All the teams that was expected to do well that are struggling, they have major injuries.
Their quarterback has a broken leg and a torn Achilles. He can't play. He can't play. He should have played with a broken leg. You know that his Achilles is gone.
They never should even sign him.
Well, he played pretty well early. You got to give him credit, man. Mike McEady Rivers hasn't played a game in 5 years. He's 44 years old, hasn't played in 5 years. I don't think he can come into this league and play with that type of absence. I think it's going to be rough. Even if he hadn't had the absence at 44 years old, with the speed of these guys, it would be rough. But I don't know.
Well, what happened to
Talking about Richardson?
No, he's a lost cause. I always heard 6'5", 240 pounds. No, I hurt my hand. Get out of here. Oh,
he got hurt like in a locker room or something. And the guy they brought in a guy, I guess the third string guy last week, and now he's got a sore knee. So they went out and signed Phillip Rivers. And Rivers hasn't played for 5 years.
Whatever happened to the boy that's been robbing the NFL for years? The quarterback.
You talking about for Cleveland?
No, he used to play for the Skins.
You talking about Kurt Cousins?
Yeah.
He plays for Miami. I mean for Atlanta.
Does he still play?
Yeah.
Wow.
Kung Fu, he was mainly a kicker, okay?
You know, Kung Fu, he take up on the people that old cheap players.
He go out there at 46, yeah.
Kung Fu's an offensive lineman at 54 years old. So he's the champion for old people playing. Can't argue.
Mike McEady thinks Jacksonville is going to win in the South. Jacksonville probably will win that.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah.
They will.
I got to agree with him on that one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. All right. McEady and Kung Fu and Lauren, you guys Give me your top 5 teams in the NFL right now today. Not last week, not 3 weeks ago, not what's going to happen when they play the Redskins and get an automatic win. Who are the your best 5 top teams in the NFL right now today?
I can tell you who I like. If I had to name 5, I would say the Rams, the Seahawks, the Patriots. Right now, I might have to go to 49ers.
Who you feel?
Let me see. Oh, the Broncos.
Okay. All right.
What about you? And you got to name 5 this time.
I can't name 5 top teams if they ain't 5 top teams, Larry. They ain't 5 top teams.
The 5 best teams in the NFL.
I can't. They're not those best teams to me. I ain't trying to be difficult. I'm just telling you. I'm not going to tell a team is one of the best teams when it really ain't all that.
Well, but if they're better than the rest of the teams out there, so
I don't know that
the Rams, New England, Seattle, Green Bay.
There's a lot of teams, all the same records. There's a lot of teams with the same records. We don't know who's who, what's best.
But they're better than those other teams. New England.
Well, you're asking me the question. You're not giving.
Well, yeah, the question I'm asking: who are the 5 best teams in the league?
When I'm telling you, I can't name 5 best teams. I said you can't make.
That's bad, man. That's bad.
Well, if it's bad, it's bad. It is what it is. You can't make me say some team is good and they ain't.
I know you don't have to say that they're good.
You see what Lauren said, though.
Yeah, she can't name 5.
Yeah. There you go. You can't name. Yeah, they ain't 5 best teams. See.
She has favorite teams.
Oh no. No, we talking about 2 different things, man. Kung Fu, where's that list, man? Come on.
He put his list up.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kung Fu. I'm sorry. Let me see Kung Fu's list. See what he's talking about. New England, Seattle, Rams.
I think he had the same team. He had the same teams I had.
49ers and the Broncos can't be on my list. They're not real teams. I don't care if they're 8-2, 9-2, whatever. They're not a real team.
They're actually following directions, and you're not. They're naming 5 teams that you can't. You have 32 teams, and they're saying these are the 5 best out of these 32.
I can't say that about 49ers.
Okay, like I said, they're following directions.
No,
sometimes you got to pick a team.
I'm not following. I'm not following directions because I can't name 5.
No, yes, you are. You are following the. Now, the only team none of us named that I want to throw up there, but their record just quite isn't there yet. Are the Texans, because they're playing very well right now. But those other teams have been more consistent during the year.
Okay. All right. So everybody,
he had pretty much the same team except he had one switch. I can't get to him anymore.
So we got 5 lists. 2 people said they can't name 5, and
hey man, you just gotta follow directions, man. I just gave them credit for.
And the other 3 do list them.
Gotta follow. Lauren just listed. She just listed 5. See.
That's what she is. Well, I guess
she said she don't care about these teams either, but they're probably the best. That's it. Way to follow the instructions, Lauren.
I've been doing this show with you for 3 years. This is the first time you've been. You're not being. You ain't being right. You ain't being right. I guess that's the first time for everything. So someone don't name the 5 teams for what you said. I mean, they follow the instructions.
That's the instructions.
I can't name 5 of the best teams.
Okay.
Why can't it be just like that? We just move on. You're making it seem like I am a difficult person, but you're making it seem like I'm very difficult in this situation.
Hey, you know what? I forgot it's his birthday. I apologize.
I don't have a birthday. Ain't got nothing to do with it.
Give the
I
sports
tell you
doctor birthday greetings. I
Oh,
know
you-
Lauren already has, but
no,
I just want
you don't gotta do all that. Birthday, no birthday. I can't name 5 best teams. That don't mean there aren't any.
all right, what do you want to do next? What do you want to do next? Oh, that was Sharice that said she picks her favorite. I would say it was Lauren. That was actually Sharice. She couldn't answer because she would be lying when she lists her favorites.
Hey, Sharice, I didn't see her on
Yeah, I that last of it threw me for a second. Well, maybe I just automatically see both of them.
Thank you, Sharice. Okay. All right. So let's get back to while we have Mr. McEady here. Let's get back to the Commanders.
Commanders are done, man.
The season over, right?
It's been over.
Okay. And they're no
lost
better.
8 games in a row.
And they're no better than what they were 2 years before last year, right? A year before last year, right?
They might not even. They haven't played as well as they did 2 years ago.
So
No, that's the truth. They haven't played. You know, they started off the season
they
okay.
was good. That's why they ain't playing well. Yeah. We'll see.
So why are we even talking about the Commanders?
You know what? That's what I was getting ready to say. You read my notes. We've been on the show for a while. We ain't trying to elongate the show.
You can't name 5 good teams and then you
Yeah,
want to talk about.
I can't name 5 of the best team. Yeah. Crazy.
Lauren said they should have faked injuries.
They didn't need to fake any injuries. All they had to do was be themselves.
And Sharice says they make a lot of money. Lauren and Sharice are tough, man.
Yeah, well.
They expect we need to hold them accountable. Hey, Philadelphia, they egged the offensive coordinator's house last week, which in Philadelphia doesn't kind of surprise you. You think they'll do anything to Jalen Hurts' house after he turned the ball over 5 times yesterday? 5 turnovers, 2 turnovers on 1 play. I've never seen that before.
Never seen that one, but 3 of those turnovers were drop passes or tip passes. Turnovers are turnovers. What I'm saying is 2 passes were dropped. They're turned into turnovers.
Yeah.
You can't blame him for that, man. He's played bad. I can't judge his performance of any kind of way. He looks horrible, but let's not blame everything on him. Brown,
That last interception was his fault, though. Actually, the guy made a good play on defense. I was watching a film of that today because that was tipped by – it was a defender who was guarding somebody else, and he left his man. I guess he read the play or something and went back and tipped the ball to his teammate.
Yeah, that was his fault. He should have just seen he wasn't really, he was trying to force it in. Some sidearm delivery BS. I don't know what's going on with Jalen Hurts. I'm lost. Sharice, Lauren, what's going on with Jalen Hurts? Kung Fu, what's going on with Jalen Hurts? Okay. I guess nothing. Oh, that's right. It's a delay.
Yeah. I think he's a decent quarterback. I don't think he's super duper good. I think he's a decent guy. He's adequate. But he doesn't scare me that much.
Jalen Hurts is a great quarterback. He's just going through a bad time. If somehow they find their way into the playoff, he'll turn it all around. That's how I feel.
Sharice thinks he's rich and will have his contract renewed. Lauren doesn't know what's going on with him.
They look bad, man. He looks bad. I don't know what the hell is wrong. I know his offensive line hurt, but some of those mistakes they have nothing to do with the offensive line. I gotta keep it real. Just because you like somebody or you believe in somebody, don't mean you can ignore what's right in front of your face. He's struggling right now.
Hurts is a B+ quarterback on a good team. That's probably true.
That's an astute observation. That's an astute analysis. Yeah.
Give Mike McGeady his props.
I like Mike. I'm not gonna dog him just because he liked the Commanders. I don't know. I would be doing that the whole show if that was the case. So, who shot? Who said they shot?
No, Cherie said Wells. Oh, Lauren said she was shocked with the way that the Chiefs and the Eagles are playing.
Nobody knows. I know what can make it down. I don't think nobody knows what to say. And the Ravens as well.
Yeah, before this season, I think everybody would have thought the Chiefs, the Ravens, and the Lions would be in the playoffs this year. And as of now, no one is there.
None of them are going. None of those three teams are going.
Uh-oh. Kung Fu has a different analysis of Hurts. Well, he's playing like a C grade. Okay.
If we go by how he's been playing last 3 weeks, I give him a D, and I love him. I'm being too kind for that. But I don't want to hear no more crying and whining out of their receiver, Brown. He dropped 3 balls last night. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that he's not throwing the ball. And all 3 were crucial.
You know what? To me, he doesn't seem to spread the ball around enough. It seems like he only throws it to either Brown, and the last couple of games, he hasn't thrown it to Smith enough. When he throws it to Smith, I think Smith makes plays.
They ain't been blocking for him, man. They've been blocking for Hurts, man. They was all Hurts like
he's had time enough to play. He's rolled out and created time. He doesn't look at Smith enough to me, and it might just be their play design.
It's not a mic. It's because he didn't have so much time. He went around there scrambling. They was starving him last night, man. They was starving Hurts last night. How about somebody block for somebody? How come nobody got an offensive line that can block? I don't get it. Best blocking running team out of Bears. They can't pass block either. Caleb be running for his life. Before we get off the NFL thing, what's your take on Caleb Williams? McGeady, Panel, Lauren.
I think Caleb Williams has played pretty well this year. Big improvement than last year. They got the what's the guy, Ben Johnson, that was the Lions offensive coordinator. He seems to know how to design an offense that Williams, that suits Williams' talents. He still needs to be a little more consistent, but he's a second-year player, and he keeps improving. He'll do great in this league. He's got an arm.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think he's good. He takes time, man. Takes time to get. He needs some experience and time, and they got a pretty good team. They're better than what I thought they were. Tell you that.
And they were right in that game yesterday. Well, Sunday, I guess. Today's Tuesday.
Yeah. I'm not big on that close stuff.
Yeah, well, it's a difference between when you have a competitive game or you lose like 31-0.
Yeah.
Here comes McEady's take on it. Top flight quarterback who has the talent to win in the playoffs. Okay. Well, let's see if he gets there. That's the first thing. They going into last week, they were the number 1 seed in the NFC. Now they're number 7. So they're gonna have to earn their way there. But if he gets there, yeah, I think he could probably win a game or 2 there.
All right. Okay. So, anything else we want to discuss about the NFL before we move over to the NBA?
I guess that's it, man. We can talk about the NBA. So I'm gonna ask you a question. The Thunder, they won 15 games in a row.
Right.
You think they can break that record that I guess Golden State set with 73 wins and only 9 losses? Assuming they stay healthy. And the real scary thing is they haven't even been 100% healthy.
I think they will break the record. And it doesn't matter. about injuries. They have too many players on the team. They have too much talent on the team. Now, in a team that has word depth, anything that makes it seem like they have a team that has a lot of depth, it's Oklahoma. They gonna break the record. Can't beat them.
Yeah, Jalen Williams came back, man. He looks like he hasn't missed a beat. And that guy Mitchell that, was out last year, he's still shooting. It's like everybody, whoever they put in there could play.
And you know who's hurt? They haven't been playing. And he's not all that, but he can be an integral part of that team at times.
You talking about Caruso?
Caruso hasn't even been playing.
Yeah, Caruso. The other night, Caruso, that guy Dort that normally starts with him, and it's another. They had like 3 people out, and they still ran over whoever they played. They had 3 rotational players out because Dort normally starts and Caruso's in the rotation. I can't remember who the other person was, but I'm like looking at their team. I'm like, wow, man, they're fantastic. Seems like the last few weeks we keep coming on and say they've only lost 1 game. Now they won 23 out of 24.
If you're the New York Knicks, you trade Karl-Anthony Towns and whoever else Milwaukee wants for Giannis.
Yeah,
everybody's available
Yeah.
everyone's available except for Brunson.
There's no exceptions. And if I'm
You
there's no
gonna get rid of
exceptions.
Brunson for Giannis?
Yes, I think Giannis is better than Brunson.
Yeah, he's better than Brunson, but you don't give it. You gotta keep somebody, man. You gotta keep Brunson.
Well, what if you're Milwaukee? If you're Milwaukee, I'm looking for him. Or you got to come up with another deal with enough players.
They'll come up with something. They're not giving up Brunson. You don't give up Brunson.
I would give up Brunson if I could get Giannis. Absolutely. Sharice, I don't think everyone can play to that standard. Sharice, I don't think anyone can play to that standard, Sharice.
Right.
It's hard to even believe OKC is playing to that standard. We need to make Sharice general manager of a few teams, man. I'm seeing this thing. She reminds me of George Steinbrenner, and she don't even remember George Steinbrenner because probably wasn't even around.
She's being born.
Yeah. Sharice, you have to look up George Steinbrenner that used to own the Yankees. He said, I pay people money, and I expect them to win. And the Yankees used to win. That's the thing about it. Laura says she's cut through.
Yep. All right. Well, okay. So, the best team in the NFC, the NBA Eastern Conference is the Detroit.
It's still Detroit, yeah.
Tigers.
The Knicks are a couple of games behind them. But Detroit has still won 7 out of their last 10, and the Knicks have won 8 out of their
I don't
last
think the Knicks are as good as they are before they made that trade.
And the team that has gotten hot lately finally started winning is Boston. Jaylen Brown has really been playing well. They won like 5 games in a row. They're coming up there. You don't like them?
Boston's nothing.
Sharice says, call me Mini George. Yeah. Yeah, George Steinbrenner.
Not worried about Boston. Boston can't beat Philadelphia in the playoffs.
He'll take Giannis over Brunson too.
Yeah.
No, if you're Milwaukee, I mean, I'm not just going to give them to
Who
you. I'm not going to just give them to you. I'm sure New York will want to keep him. But if you're Milwaukee, I mean, I got to get the best deal I can get for him.
You don't give up Brunson. Don't give up nobody like Brunson.
So put yourself in Milwaukee's shoes. who do you want from the Knicks?
I don't want anybody from the Knicks.
But if you were going to
That's
trade,
what I'm asking you when you make that trade. I can't call. You got to do better than call Anthony Towns to try to get Giannis from me.
right? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
But
So,
that don't mean New York got to be willing to give up Brunson to get him.
no,
Yeah.
they probably don't. They probably don't want to do it. But you can't tell me he's not on the table if I'm Milwaukee. I'm going to shop. I'm certainly going
Who's
to shop.
Giannis going to play with? Who's he going to play with?
If I'm Milwaukee, that's not my concern. If I'm Milwaukee, I got to get the most.
It's concern, but it's New York's concern. Shit.
So if you were starting a team and you had to choose between Giannis and Brunson, who would you take? They might go for it. Like if it might be, it'll probably have to be a multiplayer deal, and they might have to give like 2 or 3 other players up.
I'm giving them 4 to 5 players, and you can't do
Well, I'm
that.
talking about 2 or 3 of their starters. If I mean, I really think they would have to do that.
They don't have nobody that's a factor as a starter except for Brunson. You're not listening to me.
No, I'm listening to you, but no, they got what's the other guy?
Come on.
I might take both of the Villanova guys.
You can have everybody but Brunson as far as I'm concerned if I'm New York. You can have whoever the hell you want.
So
You can't have one.
So if Milwaukee wants Brunson, you wouldn't take Giannis. You would just say we're gonna hold on to Brunson.
I can't take him. I can't give up Brunson.
Okay,
He's 30 years old, man.
Giannis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
Might
30
be-
years old. He only got 2 MVP primetime player years left.
he might even be older than that. Let me see how old he is. He just turned 31. His birthday was just a couple of days ago. How old is Brunson?
You thought you would have learned from Dallas. You don't get rid of Brunson. Brunson has changed his game a little bit to try to include more people. His production is down because he's changed. That's by his choice. He been pass the ball, act like his team player. Last year he was a heist. He was a hog. He spread the ball out and everything now. Brunson is still a killer. Don't think he ain't a killer just because he ain't doing like he was doing last year.
Oh, I think he's good, but I'm looking at the Knicks team. I guess if they gave Karl Anthony Towns, maybe Bridges, and maybe a OG Anunoby or something like that, or Josh Hart, I might take all 3 of them for him. But it would be.
New York don't have enough to get you, man.
Say that again.
This guy's one of the top 3 players. New York doesn't have enough to get him. You have to have an outlandish deal to get this guy. Them 3 players you named that, man, might get enough.
I know that's why if I'm
they might be one of the dumb GMs that we have in the league, as we know there are some dumb ones. But that's dumb, man.
Well, that's why if I'm Milwaukee, I'm going to ask for Brunson.
Yeah,
You're not gonna get a. It's going to be very difficult to get a. But you're not going to get equal value for him anyway. It's going to be like change for the dollar of a dollar.
Yeah, it's not going to be.
But you'd have to give me somebody that could play.
I got that.
I'm sure New York would like to dump Karl Anthony Towns for him. That'd be a good deal for New York. Hey man, I think that's it for today, man. You gotta do some celebrating or something.
Yeah, I gotta go out and do some dancing. Hey Lauren, I'm gonna send you a Sharice invitation to this party this weekend. But yeah, that's it. We're gonna wrap it up. You got anything else you want to discuss?
No, that'll do it, man. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and commenting. We appreciate it.
Thank you guys for tuning in. great talking with you guys today. Hey, Mickey, like I say, I like you, man. Just leave the Redskins. Just leave the Commanders alone.
Hey, I like the Commanders too. Okay, but I think he's a realist. Well, he drinks the Kool-Aid a little more than me.
Yeah, he does. Anybody who brings that name up drinks the Kool-Aid, boy. That name should.
Wait a minute, you brought the name up today. You're the one that brought it up.
Who?
You.
Because I had to get on McGee while he was on the show.
All right.
All
right. Talk to y'all later.
You guys
talk to you later. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We'll see you next week at the same time. Take care.
Right. Okay.
Thank you, Sharice.
Thank you, Sharice. We out of here. That was a good show, Larry.